Synthematix.
Hello, and today we're going to be taking a look at this mixer I brought for me synthesizers. It's a 5-channel mixer from Alto Professional. It's the ZMX52, or if you're in America, the ZMX52. Okay, now it's advertised as being a 5-channel mixer, but looking at the front, I'd say it's a 6-channel. Because you've got one main mono mix. You've got channels 3 and 4, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, and you've got a spare auxiliary input as well, which I'll come to that in a minute, because the reason I brought this mixer is that little set of phonos there. I'm going to do something magical with that. Okay, now, as I say, I brought it from fairdealmusic.co.uk. There's the website. And unbelievably, it only cost me £32, which is outstanding value for such a good quality mixer. The reason I brought this is that I'm going to use it with my Roland D2 and my Korg micro sampler, so I can mix them both together and make some cracking tunes, so to speak. So I'm not really one for unboxing videos, and I've already had a look at this, so I'll just show you what you get in the box. Right, there's your instruction manual, blah de blah de blah. I'm not going into any detail about that, it's just a manual. Nobody ever reads them anyway. You get your power supply with this, and it's an AC power supply, AC output, so you get a cleaner signal. Way better than DC. And the output on this is 18 volts. 18 volts. 500 milliamps. Okay, it's a standard, can't remember the name of them, so I'll show you a picture of it. One of those type of plugs that you get on a lot of equipment, like my Roland D2's got the same plug. And here's the mixer. And straight away I noticed, as soon as the postman gave it me, there's quite a lot of weight to this. The thing is made of solid metal. So I'll just take the box out the road a minute. Apologise for this dusty table, by the way. Okay, there's the mixer. Damn nice looking little unit. Right. What I think I'll do is I'll go into quite a bit of detail about what this does and what it can do. Primary reason for me buying this is, as I say, to mix my Roland D2 synthesizer with my Korg micro sampler, so I can make some tunes, mix them into each other, and see what crazy stuff I come up with. Also worth mentioning, if you buy this from fairdealmusic.co.uk, you get a free 18, is it 18? Yeah, no, 9 meter, a 9 meter XLR to 1/4 inch jack lead, which is absolutely fantastic because it's got a sticker on the front this, and it says £19.99 on its own. It's only paid £32 for the mixer, so that's a deal and a half. I should imagine I could use this cable to plug my Korg micro sampler's gooseneck mic in, so I can have it running at a distance instead of, because you know, you micro sampler owners, when you press the sample button on the keyboard, the sound transmits through to the mic. So having the mic separate from the keyboard would be a lot better. So I think that's what I'll use it for. Not sure, not sure I'm going to need 9 meters of cable, but you know, yeah, I can cut it down because it's got one of those high quality jacks on that you can resolder in, so I can cut it down to my own length. This just unscrews like so, and you can just cut it down to whatever length you want and solder it back up again. It's also sprung as well, so that takes tension off the wire, make it last longer. Very impressed, very impressed. Before I go any further with this mixer, I'll just show you a project I'm working on at the moment, and I explain why I'm so excited about using this aux in and out feature here, which isn't controlled by the mixer, but it's just a standalone thing. What I'm doing is I'm making my own high quality phono cables, and I'll explain in a minute what I'm doing these for. I've started by buying some standard, you know, not too expensive phono cables. And what I've done is I've wrapped it in copper tape, as you can see there, all the way along. I'll try to get a bit close to the mic so you can, sorry, the camera, so you can see what I'm doing. I haven't made this too long, but it's only about 12 inches long because it doesn't need to be that long. But the reason I've done that is an excellent shielding. It's copper tape, which is highly recommended for shielding. And at the end there, it's just tinned, ready to put the plugs on. And to keep the appearance of this when I finish, what I'm going to do is get some clear, I'm trying to remember what it's called now, heat shrink tubing, that's the stuff. Clear heat shrink tubing to go over there so you can still see the copper inside. I'm going to put some gold connectors on either end. Now the reason I've done this is, I've done two of them actually, and you'll see now why I'm going to explain. The reason I've done this is because the line out on this mixer is going to go into the line in of another one of these mixers. Now you might be saying, why do you want to do that? Why don't you just buy one big mixer? Well, I like things modular for a start. If one goes wrong, it can be replaced without replacing the whole bloody thing. So that's a godsend in itself, if you get what I'm saying. Two's price. If you're on a budget, you can start off with one of these and then you can just keep adding on to them modularly until you've got enough channels that you need. I shall only be needing one more of these for tape decks and CD players and what have you. But for the moment, the Roland D2 and the Korg micro sampler will go into these two channels. Left and right on that one, and left and right on that one. Now the awesome thing about this mixer is you've got one designated mono channel. Yes, that's right, you heard me right, mono channel all the way down there. Now I'll tell you what this is absolutely fantastic for: mono synthesizers, where you don't need a stereo channel, because it's a pain in the backside having a stereo channel, having one of your channels bringing out hiss on your recordings. So if you just plug your 1/4 inch jack into your mono channel there, blimey, that's a tight fit. Okay, into your maybe something like a mono tribe or something like that, you know. Maybe not mono tribe because they're not very good, but you know, some other good quality mono synthesizer. Plug it straight in there, because then you've got your own designated equalizer and gain and pan. Now you're saying, why would you need a pan on a mono channel? Well, I'll explain this. Yes, it's a mono line, but if a stereo signal's going into it, this pan gives you the option to select which part of the stereo channel you want to listen to. For example, if you've got left and right going in, you've got a synth on one side and a bass drum on the other side, or whatever, just an example. You can turn that pan and just listen to what you want to listen to and mix them in together. So that's a very useful feature. Own designated level with stop in the middle, which is brilliant, so you know you're exactly at 50%. Now the gain goes from 0 decibels straight up to plus 50 decibels, so that's you got quite a big headroom there. You put quite a bit of gain on your stuff. The equalizer is 12 kilohertz. Now that's just below what my speakers can give out, so that's ideal. And the low gain, with it being a microphone, designed to be a microphone channel, is 80 hertz. Now the average human voice goes to about 120 hertz, I'd say. So if you plug a synth in there, anything that's 80 hertz can be boosted, which is fantastic. So that's channel 1 sorted out. Also, I forgot to mention the XLR. This has got phantom power as well. So if you've got a great big condenser microphone, you can plug that straight in there, no problems at all. Now we'll come to channels 2 and 3, which are conjoined together for a good reason: to save bloody table clutter at the end of the day. There's no need to go stupid with trim pots everywhere. If it does the same job, then why bother? The level and the left and right balance, or the same as pan, they've both got stops in the middle, so you can stop at 50%, just the same as channel 1. Same goes for channel 4 and 5. you've got to stop at 50% on the level and the balance. A bit strange why they called it balance on there and pan on the other. Oh well, there you go, doesn't matter. Each channel has got its own peak LED. So if you're recording and you see that light up, you're too loud, so you can just turn it down, which is absolutely fantastic. That is going to be a godsend when you're recording. Right, these channels at the top here, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, it's left and right for channel 2 and 3. It does say 2 and 3 separately, but it is only one stereo channel. But some people have mono instruments, for example. That's when your balance comes into play, because that's when you skip from one instrument to the other and balance them out. But if you've got a stereo keyboard like I have, left and right there for channel 2 and 3, left and right there for channel 4 and 5, and you've got your main mix output, which is on 1/4 inch jacks as well, and that says unbalanced. That's left and right, so you'll need 2 mono 1/4 inch jacks there going into your amplifier or whatever. And there's your headphone, that's a 1/4 inch stereo jack as well. Now you've got 2 buttons here that says aux to mix or aux to phones. So anything that goes in the auxiliary goes to the main mix of everything or to your headphones, simple as that. There's the volumes control, the volume control for your headphones there, with a 50% stop in the middle. Here we have the output level display. It's a 4-bar display. Don't need any more than that. It's ample. As long as you've got something that indicates when you're peaking, that's ideal. So you've got -20, 0, which is ideally where you want to be peaking, +5, and you've got a clip LED on either channel. Now you want to avoid getting those lit when you're recording, because if you do, you're going to have problems. I always say it's better to record something lower than it is louder, because once you've got distortion, you can't get rid of it, if you know what I mean. And the main level control is brilliant. This is just the job. Even this has got a 50% stop. It clicks halfway. Okay, so that stops there. You don't want me getting silly with this, because it goes up to +15 decibels. Now, you put that kind of power into your amp, it will distort. So again, keep that halfway. It's brilliant. So look around the back, there's nothing really to show you around the back, I don't think, apart from the switch, but at least it has, unlike the Behringer, it's got its own power switch. And there's your power supply that goes in, 18 volts AC, 500 milliamp. And there's just the Alto professional branding, the ZMX52. I do like that it is solid metal. I'm very impressed with this for 32 quid, I can tell you. Because I'll show you a mixer now that I brought for twice the price. I'll just go down here and get it for you. I didn't intend using this mixer for my instruments, but I wanted to plug it into my Wacom Nextbeat, so I'll just put this down here out the road. And I'll show you now which mixer to stay away from wholeheartedly. Don't even think of buying it. It's this piece of junk. This is called the Cam GMX450. It looks nice, doesn't it? When it works. Problem number 1. The sampler is an absolute waste of space. You can only record 4 seconds. So why bother even having it on there? I'll never know. But by God, that is not the biggest problem with this mixer, and I'll go and show you that. Well, I'm not going to actually plug it in and show you, but I'm going to tell you what it's all about now. This mixer is a direct to mains at the back there. Get it in the camera. Which means, yeah, it's a good idea to save table clutter. You don't need a separate power supply. But don't, whatever you do, buy one. Because I can tell you now, as soon as you plug your mains cord in there, this is what the mixer sounds like. This has got to be the worst designed mixer I've ever seen in my life, and trust me, I've had some mixers. This is absolutely god awful. But yet, it was twice the price as my Alto, which has got over twice as many channels and it's half the size and does a better job. So, top tip, stay away from this Cam rubbish. You'll see on eBay there's a lot of people selling them because they are just absolute junk. The only thing I'm going to be doing with this is taking all the knobs off there for spares for something, maybe for this one. Take that off, take all these potentiometer buttons off, take these switches off for spares, and then it's going in the bin, because that's all it's fit for, to be honest with you. Every recording I've tried to make with it, it's just humming through the speakers and it sounds bloody awful. So that's going in the bin. Okay, take note, stay away from that junk. Right, now back onto this. As I said, my Roland D2 is going to be going in there, left and right, and my Korg micro sampler is going to be going in them two channels. The auxiliary out here is going to go out with these homemade cables I'm making into the aux in of another one of these mixers. Then I can use me Wacom Nextbeat digital turntables as well and bring all them into the mix. So I highly recommend you buy this, and there's a lot of weight to it. It's a good quality piece of kit, and I aren't arguing with it. For the 32 quid, it looks like it's a lot more, and I can't recommend it enough. I had a quick play on it earlier and it's bloody fantastic. So there's my recommendation, folks. Even if you're a beginner, even if you know what you're doing, even if you've got 100 mixers already, this is excellent as a backup mixer, because if you're on the road and your main mixer craps out, you're going to beg for the use of something like this. I ain't joking. You'll wish you got this in your gear bag, because this is such a handy little mixer. So there you go, there's the Alto Professional ZMX52. Now if you've got any comments about this, if you want to ask any questions whatsoever, I'll answer them for you as soon as I can, because I'm on YouTube like probably a couple of times a day checking my emails and things. So there you go, thanks for watching the video, and happy music making.